4 signs your haters are secretly inspired by you. Welcome back to Wisdom Discerns. If this is your first time tuning into my channel, my name is Nicole. I am a seer. I am an inspirational, transformative life coach. And most importantly, I am a child of God just as well as you are too. So we're going to jump right on in. Number 1 on my list is a false sense of self. Now, usually when you have someone that portrays or takes upon the role of a hater, of an instigator, of an individual who likes to spread slander, gossip, and lies, usually they're hiding behind a facade of a false sense of self. For them to break you down or speak down upon you or even spread lies about you, usually it's with attempts to gain some type of advantage for their self. But the underlying cause of it is that in most instances, y'all, they are empty vessels. An empty vessel has the ability to conjure up and connect and attach to other individuals. Now, don't be alarmed, all right? Because these other individuals, they can be in your community. They can be your neighbors. They can be your friends. They can be your family members. See, that false sense of self, it will go to any extent to pump their self up to appear larger than what they really are. They will step on you and throw slander at you because their whole intention is to break your confidence level down. It's to break you down, to have you not feeling secure about who you are. It's to confuse you. It's to have you looking down and twisting and tripping over your words when you're communicating with someone. See, I want you to know that these things are not done in error. People are very, very calculated. They will watch you. They will study you. Study everything about you just so that they can show up and mirror you to portray, ultimately be who you are. They want to steal your identity. Oh, this sounds insane. It's like, what do you mean this individual that portrays their self to be larger than life? Absolutely. Because when there's the presence of a false sense of self, they're usually looking for someone to attach to make them feel whole. Because remember, what we previously discussed is that they are an empty vessel. Number 2 on my list, and that is gaslighting. Psychological manipulation of a person, usually over an extended period of time. Remember, they want to break your confidence level down. And this type of action, it does not happen overnight. It begins with very small, subtle actions that are orchestrated to deteriorate your sense of self. These actions cause the victim to question the validity of their own thoughts, perception of reality, or memories, and typically leads to confusion, loss of confidence and self-esteem, uncertainty of one's emotions or mental stability, and a dependency on the perpetrator. A predator, they study their prey. The individuals that I'm referring to are targeted. And I know you're probably like, what do you mean I'm a targeted individual? Well, because it's the purity of your heart. It's the authenticity that you hold. It's the light that you possess. It's the nature of how your vessel and everything about you is created. And when you're looking at these empty vessels and we cover it up, like they cover up with like expensive clothes, even high fashionable apartments or vehicles. In most cases, it's the finances that they utilize to cover their superficiality. But behind that, they're really empty vessels, and it's the material things that they have acquired that attracts other people to them. See, when you're looking at the mindset of most people, and I want to say a large amount of individuals, because they can easily be manipulated and controlled by an individual due to the amount of money they have, on where they live, the type of car they drive, and even where they work at. A lot of these individuals are faking it till they make it. And even when they make it, they're constantly seeking a new source of energetic supply to continuously feed them. Because remember, if they're an empty vessel, they have to continuously replenish and rehydrate themselves. And usually that is done from someone else. And they will either attach to you, and then the things can change almost overnight, okay? And they can portray this image and this facade that they hate you. But chosen one, in order to hate someone, there requires a large amount of energy to put into that individual. So they really don't hate you, and they're really not hating on you. They're actually inspired by you. And every day you wake up, I want you to remind yourself that you are the muse. It is everything about you that is the source of inspiration for your so-called haters. Number 3 on my list is going to be disruption of your peace of mind. See, when you are soaring at high levels of altitude, these individuals, they want to bring you down to their level, and they will shoot all types of arrows at you because they want to trip you up. They don't want you operating within that higher frequency that's actually your natural sense of self. When it's someone who is close to you, someone who you have developed some type of admiration for, you can like them. This can be someone that you're dating. It can be someone that you're inspired by. See, this spiritual warfare is so wicked because an individual that inspires you can often be a hidden enemy who sets the stage to trip you up, who purposely hinders and blocks your growth and development behind the scenes. But deep down inside, they are so inspired by you, they believe that they are you, that y'all can actually be the same, possibly of one accord. The whole purpose of the enemy, because they show up as enemies, they're actually an enemy of you, because anyone who is inspired by you, they wouldn't purposely set traps to hinder, halt, and block you. You broaden your horizon and you actually see things for what it is, and understand that their whole purpose is to throw off your energetic balance it is then in that moment where it's imperative for you to take some time to yourself and focus on those deep breaths. Now, sometimes these individuals can be so wicked, they can be in your household. They can be attached to you, and someone that's really close to you that knows many things about you. So even when you set out to take a few deep breaths or to practice yoga or whatever it is that you do to refill your cup, you're soaring at these high levels of altitude. It's like an airplane. In order for them to reach their full height, that means that they will be 40,000 miles in the air. So in order for you to consistently remain at the altitude that you are supposed to fly in, that means that your cup must overflow. So whatever it is that you need to do to ensure that your cup is consistently and continuously overflowing, then that means that's exactly what you need to do. You need to change locations. You may need to seek new employment. You may need to consider the status of your current relationship. You need to reevaluate the friends or the group that you currently belong to. Then that's what you need to do so that you can show up whole for you. See, if you're not 100% whole, and remember, that starts on the inside, okay? It's how you feel on the inside that ultimately reflects an expression of your outside worldview. So we're going to jump right on in to number 4 on my list, and that is confusion. See, when you're being manipulated, and I want you to know that no form of abuse is ever okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link in the description box below for the National Domestic Violence Hotline, because it may be you or someone else that you know that is currently in an abusive situation. And I want you to know that there are resources and there is help that is out here that can assist you. But when your mind is confused, I want you to know that these things, they happen slowly. It's like as if someone breaks you down piece by piece. And that confusion, it shows up in manipulation. It shows up in gaslighting. It shows up in stonewalling. For some, it can show up in physical abuse. It can show up in financial control. I want you to know, don't you think for 1 second that if an individual is controlling your finances, your ability to provide for yourself, that this isn't a form of abuse. It is called financial control, and this is also on the wheel of domestic violence. It's the control and coercion wheel, where an individual will play mind games and make you solely dependent upon them. They will withhold finances. They will control you with your children. They will control you at your place of employment. It will come for some individuals. It may bring you to a space in your life where you don't know if, how, or when you are going to be able to escape the grasp of the predator, which is your abuser. And see, that's when the mind becomes confused. That's when that confusion begins to set in. It's the coercive control, historically referred to extreme psychological manipulation to commit an individual to a psychiatric institution or cause mental illness with the intent to brainwash. See, when you are going through these levels of abuse, they can cause anxiety. They can bring on depression. They can create other health ailments in your life. You can begin to have heart palpitations and feel that you can potentially be going through a heart attack because you are hurting and you are abandoned and you are confused. See, the confusion is where you doubt that you will find a way out. See, it is through these resources that are readily available to us, and it is through the belief. Because see, if it's when you believe that you will achieve, if you believe that you will receive an escape plan, that route will be provided for you. If you believe that without a doubt that you will be able to establish and develop your own stream of income, I want you to know that that source, that financial stream of income will be placed in your path. See, there are some people who don't make it out of these abusive situations alive. There are some people who actually take their own life, okay? And I want you to know, especially with the holidays coming up, you are not alone in this journey. And no matter how much an individual may make you feel that you are alone, that they are the only source of support that you have, and even though it may look as if your back is completely up against the wall, I want you to know that when you set your mind on believing that you will survive, I want you to know that that's exactly what is going to happen. So these are 4 reasons why the individual in your life that portrays that they hate you, they're secretly inspired by you, and they are trying to steal your identity by completely sucking your energy dry so that they can harvest it and take it into them. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead and sign off on this video. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And if you have gained any insight from this video, don't forget to thumbs up that video. And I will catch you in the next one. Peace.